Hi, I'm Kotryna, and I'm going to be reading 1943 by Donald Hall. They toughened us for war. In the high school auditorium, Ed Monahan knocked out Dominic Esposito in the first round of the heavyweight finals, and 10 months later, Dom died in the third wave at Tarawa. Every morning of the war, our Brock Hall dairy delivered milk from those horse-drawn wagons to wooden back porches in southern Connecticut. In winter, frozen cream lifted the cardboard lids of glass bottles, grade A or grade B, while Marines bled to death in the surf, or the right engine faltered into channel silt, or troops marched, what could we do, with frostbitten feet as white as milk? I'm going to be doing a Ciardi analysis. So the speaker is a drafted soldier in World War II, a young one, probably a teen, right out of high school, and we know that he's part of the war because of his use of his inclusive words like us and we in the first and fifth stanzas. The situation is that there's a teen right out of high school who has been drafted, and there's a lot of juxtaposition, especially when the speaker recalls the events of Dominic Esposito in the first and second stanzas. They used to fight for the fun of it, like boxing, and now they're fighting for their lives. A loss in boxing was just that, a loss, and now a loss is a loss of life. There are two mental images created: that of young kids fighting and dying overseas, and the image of unbothered Americans. These two images foil each other perfectly. It is literally the image of war and peace, and this contrast is furthered when the speaker compares the frostbitten feet of the soldiers to milk. Milk serves as two completely different symbols in two completely different narratives. There are 5 stanzas. Each stanza alternates between the peace or the old normal and war, the new normal of the speaker, with transitions at the end of each stanza. The first stanza talks about kids in high school boxing, and then the second provides the alternative, kids fighting in war. It is no longer just for fun. The third stanza talks about milk being delivered to porches in Connecticut, and the fourth stanza transitions into the image of soldiers bleeding to death in the meanwhile. The fifth stanza extends the thought from the fourth paragraph, but in the last line, milk is a duality for the symbol of peace and home and the symbol of misery and war. The speaker's attitude is kind of melancholy and sorrowful. He feels a loss of innocence, maybe because he had to grow up so fast and go to war immediately or not long after graduating high school, and the general mood of the poem is depressing. Um, and I can relate to this poem because I felt the duality of some things in the same way the speaker experiences the duality of milk. For example, some people love the holidays, but for others, they are just reminded that they are alone.